right. I'm really, really happy to be joined by some very talented people today on Zoom. We're here to talk about the Standstills and their new album that is going to be coming out called Shockwave. Not only is this an incredible record that I've had a chance to sit with, but we've got the producer of the record and we've got one of the special guests, Jesse from the Eagles of Death Metal. So first off, Renee, Jonny from the Standstills, nice to see you. Jesse, thanks for joining us.
Oh,
and
man,
Neil.
thanks for having me.
Neil, 3 Days Grace, producer extraordinaire, who is like flexing on this record. So there's so much talent on this Zoom. It's nuts. So let's just get right to this. Neil, what made you want to produce this record?
Creatively with me, it started with a great conversation, and then we started wanting to kind of hang out, and then we started kind of wanting to jam together and possibly like write some poetry and so on and so on. That's kind of how it started. Yep.
And the result is the new record, which is phenomenal. Got something special. So I followed them. And when I heard the news that they were going to be working with you, Neil, I was really excited, got the record. And then I hear that they've got Jesse from one of my favorite bands, Eagles of Death Metal, on a track.
Well, you know, this actually is the performance I've done on this song is going to go down as much more than just an appearance for me. It quite frankly, it's the first time I've ever gotten Joshua Homme's attention. Like, what the F is this? Oh, this? Oh, dude. And even the first rough I got, I have to say, I adore the Stands. I adore these two people that I'm looking at right here. I do. And they're brothers and sisters of the Cog, and we've shared time together and become friends where, you know, we were able to really pass the time in such a way as to get to see who each other are. And I love them. I love them immediately. So, but when you've got someone like Neil, who I really do look up to and admire, and when I got to the studio, I have to tell you guys, I was a little weirded out, and I've never sang like that before. You can listen to all my records. No one's ever gotten a vocal performance like that out of me. Yeah. And it was the first thing that Joshua noticed. And it meant on a personal level, I'm just sharing this with you. On a personal level, having my best friend be Joshua, who I so desperately want to be able to show that, like, look, I'm doing something, you know, that you didn't waste your time on me. This is the first moment I ever got his attention.
Oh God!
Yeah, this song production value is like, it's fucking so huge. It's so huge. It's such a good song. You know, yeah. This is the kind of song where when you hear it, you're like, I get to be on this. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like the way I can only imagine when somebody was like, yeah, we're gonna do this song called "Genius of Love." You want to do like a guitar track? You know, like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you mean like, or this is the turning point for me. So that's why I'm wearing the old kamikaze sun here, because I'm ready to go now. The songwriting craft, the musicianship, and the production value is so on display here. It's something, I mean, you're proud to be a part of.
Jesse, when you get a chance to do something like that, I don't want to say it's outside of your comfort zone, because you're a phenomenal singer, but when you do get to go maybe work with people that aren't necessarily the people you would work with normally in the normal, like, you know, Eagles or Josh setting, and you do get to go off and flex different muscles and come back feeling somewhat victorious, does it make you want to do more of those kind of things? Does it make you want to say, like, hey, I want to do this now, I want to do that? Like, is it that kind of thing that, like you were saying, it sparks you?
It's a fascinating sensation, because yes, immediately it is, I want to do this more, but how can you do more of, like, the thing that I think that what we're talking about, this particular song, this track is special.
Yeah.
So I want to do a lot more special, and I'm sure Jimi Hendrix wanted a lot more Purple Hazes. Sure. But you know, sometimes you got one, and like, so, but absolutely, it's given me an insight into, like, I'm a big believer. Once I see a possibility, then I'll go right to it.
Got it.
You know,
got it.
music is my life, and it saved me. And I've experienced music in ways that I think you could arguably say are unique and maybe drenched in blood. So I have a unique perspective with music. And
no, I get it.
Stoned on the Motherlode, you move like heaven.
I often feel like I'm in like a rock and roll Steve Urkel. Yeah. And the fact that someone gave me an opportunity to perform Shakespeare directed by, you know, one of the greats, you know what I mean, is it means, it says that, you know, somebody believed in me. And so when I was driving up to that studio, I was really having this moment, like, I do not want to F up, and I just want them to be happy with, like, I hope I can deliver. Because a hillbilly can play open tuning all day long and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's one of the things that we, like, we're just, like, extremely, like, kind of blown away by, just how quickly you just jumped in and owned it. Like, it was just, oh, this feels so good. Like, it fits so well, and it just blended like it was a meant to be situation. And it was crazy how all of these things just sort of like happened, where we found ourselves in that situation with you on the mic, and it's just like, how the fuck did this happen? It was like, it was meant to be. And that was through the connection as well with like Neil and Howard. Like, it was, and being so close to you, being able to have you be a part of it. And then when you started to sing and that magic just started to happen, it was just like, this is fucking perfect.
Like, I love when the first 2 hours of that session were just, you know, Howard showed up, you know, and Jesse and Howard just talked about gear for 2 hours. Like, that's my jam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First of all, that, you know, I love that for so many reasons. It allows me to kind of go like, okay, shit, let's figure out what the hell we're going to do here. And, but it also is a reminder that we're all in it for the right reasons. And that's for the love of making something that's never been made before.
Production value, your insight, Neil. I mean, like, the things you were suggesting, I was like, this is fucking awesome. Yeah. And really, honestly, it's one of the first times I don't know if this sounds corny or not, felt like a pro. Like, I was doing something really, like, I can't describe it exactly, but the dialogue we had, everything was so focused to the art. Yeah. It was so art focused, so precise, and so fruitful.
Yeah, no, that thing there, like, I mean, that you capture something special. Okay. I've only heard it twice now, and I knew the first time that you did.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. That's all right.
I want to ask you, Neil, because you know, you have a lot of experience with knowing when a song's going to be a hit. I mean, let's face it. You know, I think one of the last times we spoke, when you got the news that 3 Days Grace dethroned Van Halen for the most number ones, you were in Africa. I think you were doing your service work, and that just shows the kind of guy you are. You know, you told me, like, there wasn't much celebration that went on. Like,
come on, hold on. That's no small feat. That's
I know.
That's no small.
I know.
That's not anything that's like slight or casual. Like, no. That's history. That is that's the permanent marble fixture in the gods of Olympus.
Yes. And this is what I always said, Jesse, is I tried to beat it into his head. Like, dude, that is a massive fucking accomplishment.
I have this thing where it's like, put your head down, do the fucking work, keep it honest, make sure that if it's contrived, throw it out the window. And then when we're old and gray and grumpy on the wraparound porch, that's when we can sit back and like talk about all the cool shit we did. But for right now, man, I just want to like literally like, I want to be a bull, put my head down and just run as fast as I can.
And this song is so beautifully written. And I mean, dude, there's some heaviness in here that's incredible, man.
Talk about heaviness, okay? I was with my buddy Bill Kelleher from Mastodon, one of my best friends in the world. And Jonny and Renee came to the show in Toronto, and I was with Bill on the bus, and I go, I want you to meet my friend, Jonny. He's a really great musician. And he writes some of the tastiest riffs that I know. And immediately you hear the beginning riff on that song. He was like, that's a good fucking riff.
My grandpa always told me that music is not about being different. It's milk. It ain't nothing new, but it's only good when it's fresh. And
that's great.
Always
like,
the preferences, right?
Yeah, I say it all the time, and it's about being fresh.
Sure.
And the first time I heard this, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!"
Get thrown sometimes because it's like, you know, with the stuff that Neil has done and everything and like the accomplishments, it's just like it's incredible that he just keeps so grounded.
Yes.
And I think that that's what really got us to just open up as much as we can, and like anytime he wanted to, like, he would push us in different ways. It's just like, let's do it. Like we knew it was always coming from an honest place. It was just so like just friends trying to make something great. And like Jesse said, having somebody at the helm, just like that was bringing a certain perspective and like really getting in the weeds of what we do and stuff, and really trying to like bring forward the best thing possible that we can do. I don't think that there would be anybody else in the world that could have done it like Neil. And that was just something that we're just so grateful for, and feel it's so special that we had the opportunity to do that, like incredibly lucky. And then the icing on the cake is to have Father Badass just fucking pop a little cherry on the top.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, it wasn't complete. Now it's our Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
It just taught us so much. And I love the drive, and I love the art, being in that artistic world and being able to just talk to other creative minds. I feel like there's such a different communication that happens there, and so much love and respect for each other. And I think that really does flourish great art and great music, and gives us the opportunity to put something out into the world that means so much greater, because it's the foundation of it is in love and respect for the art itself and the music and the songs, and I think that's
and bonuses. The songs are badass.
Yeah. But really the record is phenomenal. I think people are going to love it. It's coming out in November. It's called Shockwave. I got an advance copy on vinyl. It's signed to me from the guys when I was over at their place. And I'm really excited about this. And look at the artwork on this. I mean, it's fucking great.
Well, see, which is another wonderful thing about this band. There's a beautiful relationship inside of it that's real.
Yes.
That's actually legitimate. I'm a family man. I believe you can be killing rock and rape and roll in a symbolic sense while at the same time understanding that you don't need to cheat on your girl. You can be dangerous and loyal at the same time.
Yes.
And this music is dangerous and loyal at the same time.
When we're just kind of hanging out and talking about the song, and we're sitting with acoustic guitars and stuff, I kind of have this theory that there's like a huge difference between being weird and being incomprehensible.
Right.
Okay. So like being weird, because if you're incomprehensible and all of your shit is so heady and maybe, to a narcissistic point where nobody can understand it because it's so complex, then maybe you're doing yourself a disservice. And like, but like reciprocally, if you can kind of stay weird and maintain what you're trying to do in that path, but do it in such a way, and it takes, I think, a lot of thought and work and processes to make it so that it has a chance to be engaging and compelling to a lot of people. And sometimes you have to be a minimalist to do that. If we can keep the weirdness, but keep it where it's, like I just said, where you can really draw people in and really put into words what other people are feeling, then
Right.
we win. Then we win.
This has been a real treat to be able to chat about this song, about this record, and to have all of you on this call. All of you coming from different directions, creatively, you producing, you guys writing, Jesse, you jumping on, being that cherry on top. It's just really nice. And
Right here.
yeah, there you go. You get some light. It's just really great to be able to be joined by all of you, and someone who's been on the sidelines watching the Standstills for about 7 years now. I'm tremendously proud, and I'm excited for this moment, because this is going to be a huge moment for you guys, and I hope you're ready, because you're gonna knock it out of the park with this one. And I'm just glad to say that I was there, and I knew at the beginning, I was like, they fucking have something, and to see this just progress, it just makes me happy, because that's what life's about.
Don't let the mother know.